let's have a look at some 12 inches. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to another video where we're looking at part of my collection. And today we're going to start looking at my 12-inch records. This is albums and 12-inch singles. I've got a full box. I'm not sure exactly how many, there's about 100 here. There'll probably be 2 or 3 videos, but we'll get cracking. Anything interesting like picture discs and coloured vinyl and stuff like that I'll show you, otherwise I'll just show you the covers. So we start with Blondie's latest album, Pollinator. Bought this as part of a bundle. There's a 7-inch box set which I showed in my 7-inch video. There is CD and cassette and signed print, which you'll see when I get round to my signed stuff, and the vinyl, which is red vinyl. As you can see, a nice deep red colour, matches the artwork. So that is Pollinator by Blondie. This next one is a record that was given to me by my late stepdad. Most of his record collection was of little interest to me. He was mainly into classical and jazz, and his taste in jazz was more trad jazz than bebop and the stuff that I like, the Miles Davis type stuff. But this was in his collection, and knowing I was a big Bond fan, he let me have it. And this is Geoff Love and his orchestra, big Bond movie themes. Geoff Love is famous for his albums playing, you know, film themes and things like this. Most interesting on here is that it includes Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which was the originally was going to be the theme to Thunderball. Then they decided that the theme song had to have the title in it, so they wrote Thunderball. Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang was originally done by Dionne Warwick. Shirley Bassey also had a crack at it. It can be heard in the film as incidental music at the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang Club, but it's actually one of my favourite bits of Bond music, and it's good that it's on here. But yes, that's that one. More Bond. This is the soundtrack album for The Spy Who Loved Me. Picked this up years ago at a car boot or jumble sale or something like that, when I was away on holiday at one point. This soundtrack album doesn't actually feature any music from the film. It's all re-recorded cues. The actual stuff that's in the film has never been released on record, I believe. Next one was an eBay purchase. I actually bought it for the autograph. It's Alan Price's A Rock and Roll Night at the Royal Court. I love Alan Price, he's brilliant. This is a recording done in 1980 that's appeared on a few different releases. This is a truncated version of it on vinyl, but as I say, I bought it because it was signed. On the back it's signed Best Wishes Kim, Alan Price. It matches proper other autographs of his I've seen and owned, so I'm sure it's genuine. And again, it's got a poster in it, which is nice, and again it's dedicated Best Wishes Kim, Alan Price, but I think I paid something silly like $1.99 for that. Next is an album I've had most of my life. Part of me thinks it might be my sister's and I sort of stole it from her, but I might be misremembering. It's Elvis, You'll Never Walk Alone. It's sort of gospel era Elvis, but it's a fun, enjoyable album. It's in mono. It's from, can't find a date on that. This is a Pickwick version. On the RCA label. I'm trying to find a date. 1971. It's a bit older. I thought it was a bit later in his career than that, but yeah. It's okay. I haven't listened to it for a long time. I love Shakin' Stevens. I make no bones about it. I know it's not necessarily cool, but he was a best-selling solo artist in the UK in the 1980s. This is the Track Years, which Track Records was the label he was on before he found fame, basically. This has got 13, I think they're all cover versions, but it's got things like Just Walking in the Rain, Hound Dog, various other songs, Way Down Yonder in New Orleans. That's on the Music for Pleasure label. That was a what's the word I'm looking for? A cut price re-release. This is Shakey's album Let's Boogie from 1987. The hits from this were Little Boogie Woogie in the Back of My Mind and What Do You Want to Make Those Eyes at Me For. The B-side to this is a live medley recorded at the London Palladium in 1986 of loads of his hits, which is an interesting decision. Obviously didn't have enough songs to do a full album, but it's good. Another Shakey, this is a 12-inch of Lipstick, Powder and Paint. B-side, As Long As I Have You and I'll Give You My Heart remix. This is from 1985. Good song, Lipstick, Powder and Paint. This is the album it came from. All the Shakey stuff is sort of bought when it was released. These are all first pressings. I think nearly all of them bought in Woolworths in Gosport. So yeah, this is Lipstick, Powder and Paint. So it's got the title track. Turning Away was a hit. That's the two that spring to mind as being hit singles. This is again from 1985, obviously. That's Lipstick, Powder and Paint. And more Shakey. It just happens that all the Shakeys seem to be together in here at the moment. Bop Won't Stop, probably my favourite Shakey album. It's from 1983, yep. Cry Just a Little Bit, It's Late, Rockin' Good Ways, duet with Bonnie Tyler, Bop Won't Stop, Why Do You Treat Me This Way, Love Worth Waiting For. Quite a few singles from this one, or it might just be they weren't singles, but the tracks I particularly like. But yeah, that's a very good album, that one. Here's Shakey's Greatest Hits, again bought brand new in 1984. Yeah, it's his greatest hits up to that time, and everything you'd expect to be on there. A bit of a cheesy cover. Still more Shakey. We will move away from him in a minute. This is Shakey, which was his sort of breakthrough album. It's got Green Door on it. Mona Lisa, You Drive Me Crazy. I suppose the previous album was actually his breakthrough album, which was This Old House, which you'll see next. But yeah, that's sort of when he was huge. And this is This Old House, which is his first epic album. Marie Marie and This Old House are the big hits from this one. Really, we move away from Shakey. I think there's at least one more to come from him though, and on to what I'm sure you'll be not surprised, quite a few Prince stuff in here. This is actually a 7-inch, but it's picture disc, so it would only fit in there. So this is Sexy MF, B-side is Strolling. So Sexy MF was released ahead of the Symbol album. Strolling was from Diamonds and Pearls, the previous album. And as you can see, it's a shaped picture disc of the Symbol. Had that on my wall for many a year. Another Prince picture disc. So My Name is Prince. So the A side is My Name is Prince. Side 2 has got Sexy Mother, which is a clean version of Sexy MF, and To Whom It May Concern, which is a funky little track that's made up of snippets of all the tracks from the album, from the Symbol album, but as a new song with other bits in it, as only Prince sort of can. That's for picture disc. And a couple more Prince picture discs. This is for 7, again from a Love Symbol album. It's got the album version and the acoustic version, and then side B is the After Six Long version, basically just a remix of it. So that's a still from the video. Again, all these were on my wall for quite a few years. This is Money Don't Matter Tonight from Diamonds and Pearls. Side 2 has got Push, which is again is from Diamonds and Pearls, and Call the Law, which is a non-album track, which is a great non-album track, but it's Prince, it's all great. So that's a cover, and then just plain details on the B-side. That's Prince for now, there'll be much more to come. Okay, next I've shown on a previous video, so I'll just quickly show you. It's Lily Allen's latest album, No Shame, signed, and that was on black vinyl, he says. Yeah, it was on black vinyl. Again, highly recommend the album. If you saw my Kylie unboxing, there's Golden, that's quite near the front because I'm going to see her live tomorrow, so I've been familiarising myself with the album. Again, that's just on black. Some more Prince. This is a 12-inch single to Glam Slam from the Love Sexy album in 1988. The A-side, being a 12-inch, is a remix. This is how, you know, how it came with the sticker on the thing. It's a Glam Slam remix, they call the A-side. The B-side is Escape, Free Your Mind from This Rat Race, which is a remix of sorts of Glam Slam, but also almost entirely different song. Okay, show you a couple more and that'll be it for this video probably. I think it's going to be a lot more than 2 or 3 videos. Moonlighting soundtrack. You may have seen on other videos I love to show Moonlighting. This is a nice little soundtrack. It's got some classic material, so obviously it's got the Moonlighting theme. It's got Chubby Checker's Limbo Rock, This Old Heart of Mine Is Weak For You by the Isley Brothers. It's got Since I Fell For You by Bob James and David Sanborn, with vocals by Al Jarreau. I think that's, yeah, actually that's an original, ignore that. When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge, Someone to Watch Over Me, Linda Ronstadt, and Stormy Weather by Billie Holiday. But then it's also got a couple of tracks performed in the Black and White episode by Sybil Shepherd, that's Blue Moon and I Told You I Love You Now Get Out, and the magnificent Good Lovin' sung by Bruce Willis in the Taming of the Shrew episode. So, good album that. Excellent album, introducing the hard line according to Terence Trent D'Arby. When I reset up my record player, this was the first thing I put on because I hadn't listened to it in so long. But this has got the big Terence Trent D'Arby songs like Wishing Well, Dance Little Sister, Sign Your Name, brilliant cover of Who's Loving You. Yeah, great album, highly recommended. This is a newest EP from Jealous of the Birds, who I've talked about on a previous video, my last autograph update released in September. This is, as I say, the EP. It's on white vinyl. So basically Naomi Hamilton, aka Jealous of the Birds, got signed to major label, Atlantic, Universal type, whatever they're calling themselves nowadays. Atlantic. And so she re-recorded a few songs from her debut album to make them feel more like how she performs them now when she's got a band with her. And there's also a brand new song, Plastic Skeletons, on here as well. But as I've mentioned before, I think she is a huge talent and I'm going to fully support. I've actually ordered another version of this on black vinyl that comes with a signed postcard that I should be receiving sometime next month, I think, because it's bundled with a pre-order. Just because I want to support her, because I think she's excellent. Okay, where are we? Couple more, and then we should call a halt on part 1. This is a bootleg of Prince's Black Album, the infamous album that he recorded to release in, he recorded it in 87, I think it was going to release in 87, it might be in 88, but then he cancelled it at the last minute for various reasons, which there's a number of theories, but basically he decided he didn't want it out there. It was destroyed at the printing presses, but a few copies got out and has been much bootlegged. It had an official release in '94, but it was only available till the end of '94, so it's still quite rare album to have. This has got the Black Album plus a couple of extra Prince outtakes, In All My Dreams and Old Friends for Sale. What I like about this is the first Prince bootleg I ever owned. They've called it Jack of Spades, as in Jack is in the deck of cards is the Prince and Spades is black, and then they've renamed all the tracks on the label. So Le Grind is called The Friend of Power, Sin DC is called Sin DC, as in SINDEESEA. When Two Are in Love is When Two Rin L'amour. Bob George is called George Roberts. Superfunkycalifragisexy is called Whatchamacallit. Two Needs United for West Compton is United for a Cause. Rock Hard in a Funky Place is Rock Hard in Place. And then In All My Dreams is Sleepy Images. And Old Friends for Sale is Friendships Bought Cheap. I like that. Bit different. I forgot I would be reading that out. So we'll call it a day there on part 1 of my 12-inch vinyl collection viewing, whatever you want to call this. Like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and thanks for watching. Bye.